recording. All right, so we are recording, which is good. Rolling. Thank you for joining me today. It is our last GT Tuesday for the year, for this school year. So hopefully everyone is well. So basically today we're gonna have a real short kind of poll, a few questions, some question and answer time. You know, I like to end the year with that opportunity just to throw an all call out there. And then any share outs from you and any announcements, and we will wrap it up for now. So I always like to do our wellness check. How are you doing? How's that mind, spirit, and soul doing? How's the body? Everybody ready for the summer to be over? To be here? Actually, not to be over, but to be here. Summer vacation, or are you working up year round? All well is in Richardson. Very good, very good. Hello from Austin. I see you. Santa Fe, welcome, welcome. All right, love it. Yeah, gearing up for the new PD. Yes. PD that season, yes. McAllen, all right. Katie, all right. Ooh, summer in GT, summer GT, all right. Is that Fort Bend or Farmers Branch? Two FBs, you know, there's things going on. Prepping for summer conference, Fort Bend. All right, marvelous. Great to see you all. Thank you, Haley. All right, good to know everything is well. Everyone is doing good. Marvelous, marvelous. So, you know, today we're not going to go, oh, it's already too hot. That is true. That is true. By those 90 degrees, hopefully we won't have any power outages, but I know there's some have already. I know Fort Worth had one the other night. It's like, ooh, like that's a good, you know, end of the week. I did not check, but I bet she's on. If not someone else, there she is. Paulina, how are you today? With you? I know you got some highlights to share, so
we do.
It is your opportunity.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. And is this, Monica, is this our last meeting before summer officially kicks off for most people?
It is. I'm ending it in May this time because I know June. Yep.
Too crazy. Well, it's so nice to see your faces. This has been fun to have the opportunity to see you guys, or you mostly ladies and some gentlemen once or twice a month. It's been a really great year with TAGT, and I think that, or I don't think it, I know it, that has to do with you. Our members, TAGT members, and the gifted community in general are just an incredible group. It's so fun to talk to people who are new to our field or have inherited the gifted hat at their districts, because they're like, oh my gosh, the people, like I asked this question on Connect, or I went to this event, everybody was so willing to help. And I think that's just a testament to the incredible people who put themselves in positions of public education, specifically around gifted. So I hope you know how appreciative and grateful we are for having a community of you all. In case we haven't met, my name is Paulina Van Eden Hill, and I'm the Executive Director of the Texas Association for the Gifted and Talented. Our mission is to connect and empower parents and educators to meet the unique needs of gifted individuals, and we do that through community building, professional learning opportunities, and advocacy with our state government and agencies. If you are new to your position, I would love for you to DM me or put your information in the chat, and I'll grab it down when we're done. But I'd love to introduce myself in a more personal way and get to know you. If you are new, or if you know somebody that's new, or if you're maybe, hopefully not, but maybe you're leaving the GT world as summer approaches, we do have a boot camp in August. It's like August 1st or 2nd. I can pull it up in just a second. That is meant for new coordinators, and it's a kind of a half day, 5 or 6 hours worth of programming that is all online, and kind of gives you the lay of the land and kind of points you in the directions of making sure you have everything you need to kind of start this gifted journey. And so please pass that information on if you're a veteran of gifted education, but you know that your neighbor is getting a new coordinator or something like that. It's a really great program. This will be the 3rd or 4th year we've done it. And it's been something that I think has been really valuable to we've had 40 people the last couple of years attend because there's so much turnover happening. And that was pre-COVID. So, so we're excited to be able to offer that again. And I'll put that in the chat. We're also coming up, we're less than 3 weeks away from our Gifted Plus Equity Conference. It's happening in Denton this year. So this conference is focused on serving the underserved and ensuring that we're talking about the intersectionality of gifted and so there's a incredible programming for that event. The registration is still open. We're seeing record numbers, which is awesome. We've got 3 keynotes in 2 days and a lot of learning. We've even got field trips. If you're registered and you want to come on a field trip, you can still email membership@txgifted.org and then we can add that. We're going to visit Paul Quinn College, which is an HBCU that is in the Dallas area doing really incredible things. They've just launched a talent identification program in the last couple of years. And then we're also going to downtown Denton to explore how we can use our own community's cultural spaces in our gifted classroom. So it's going to be a really great experience. Other than that, I can tell you to mark your calendars for GiftEd 22. We are the week after Thanksgiving, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's November 30th through December 2nd. We're going to be in Houston at the Marriott Marquis. We're really pumped to come back to Houston. We had to cancel in 2020. And we're coming back, so that's exciting. Leadership and Gifted Plus, if you are looking at your schedules next year, we haven't quite booked those yet, but we'll let you know as soon as we do. Prices are going to be fairly similar. There'll be a small increase in registration fees like there are every year. So if you're in the budgeting process, that's good information for you. I think that's everything we have right now. We're super pumped to get the summer to kind of, we take a little bit of a opportunity to reflect and kind of plan on the things that are happening in the fall and the spring. I know you all ramp up. Some of your busiest time is in the summer, but if there's anything that we can do to support you, I hope that you know that you can reach out at any point. And remember that Tempo Plus, tempo.txgifted.org. We do have those district-wide subscriptions, so you can pay a fee to allow anybody in your district to be able to access really great gifted resources. And we launched in the spring a couple of 6-hour update guides for you. So there are social emotional depth and complexity and identification, I think, equitable identification packages. And we'll give you a list of maybe 10, 15 articles and videos, and you can pick what makes the most sense for your district. And then there's some reflection opportunities so that you know that people are getting the most out of that learning. So those are available to folks who are subscribers. So any questions about any of that, my email address, I'll put it in the chat and it's there on the screen, paulina@txgifted.org. We're really grateful for you and hope that you do take some time for yourselves to recharge after really complicated and challenging couple of years. And hopefully this next school year will be a little bit more normal. But if it's not, we're still here to make sure that you are supported and have a community around you. So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, Paulina. All right, so it is your opportunity to ask questions of me, your counterparts out there. This is our end of the year. Just feel free to ask and let's learn. Got one question in the chat and actually got this in the email that I was preparing to draft, so I'll just answer it here. So can a teacher teach any grade of GT students pull-out program if she is only certified EC4? Staffing is hard right now, which is true. So basically, when you look at educator certification and the guidelines for the GT certification and teaching of that, they basically say it's within that grade level. but we do know that we got people that kind of move beyond and go above or below, just depending. So yes, you can go beyond their grade level. Some of them will easily transcribe to secondary, maybe middle school. It might be a stretch for elementary to do high school, but like if they got an all level certification, yes, they can. So like your EC4, knowing that they're going to be working with fifth graders, don't stress it out, and possibly sixth graders. And then going to that point. And so just thinking of that. And then maybe if you got a high schooler person kind of going to kinder, might be a little stretch, but some of us can do a little bit of everything and have those certifications to go to multi-grades. So I would just really think of also talking to your HR people to really make sure, and then open up your parameters and just know what they're assigned and give them that support as you go in. Paulina, I don't know if you saw the question in the chat. If you can share the link for the new GT coordinators that you mentioned. So.
Yes, ma'am. And I linked that program and the Gifted Plus Equity Conference in the chat. So if you want to explore those two options, they're there for you as well.
Okay. Question, can APSI or on-ramps PLD count as a 6-hour update training? APSI has always been allowable, even predating me. On-ramps, I'm going to leave that to you as a local district because you make those decisions. Our parameters, if you go to the guiding questions, guidance for interpreting the state plan and looking at the professional development, professional learning section and what we say is the recommendations, you need to look at that in relation to on-ramps and make that decision for your 6-hour update for your district. I will say some districts will say yes, some districts will say no. So really looking at what is your goal and who is going. That would be one of those when you look at your plan of action or your not plan of action, but your PD professional learning plan. It might not be eligible for everyone to do on-ramps. It might not be your 6th grade teachers doing on-ramps for an update. So really think about how you prescribe that and who's doing that. I will put that as a part of that. Okay. I think I answered that question. Any other questions? Any hands? I see no hands. Come on. This is your opportunity. No questions? No other wonderings? Any shares out there? Anybody want to come off mute and ask what? You got Paulina on the call too, so you can ask her. You have a question about TAGT. We got some great leaders on the call. If you got a question about someone else's program, feel free. Someone says they're excited about boot camp. All right, Karen, budget is always a question. What's your question? Get specific with me. Okay, so a question for the group. Does anyone have software for monitoring, forecasting CCMR? I want to say this college military readiness data that they would recommend. And then Karen says we have 2 buckets, but oh, that's a PD. Let's go back to Steph's question before I go back to Karen's. Any program software that you would recommend? You can come off mute to share what works for you. Holly did mention that Irving is using On Data Suite, but they are moving to Decision Ed. Okay.
Yeah, and Decision Ed's really great because it allows you to set flags on things. So you can put some logic in there so that it will flag you of certain things. So, for example, if you have a kid who's scheduled GT but not coded GT, so you have a PIEMS error, it'll pop up, or vice versa. If a kid um, took one class one year and might be in the same class the next, you can set all kinds of little ringers that will go off for you and give you a report of some issues. So that's why I think we're moving to Decision Ed. And they said, and even in CCMR, that we can tag some kids and some data for things. So
Thank you, Holly. All right, so going back to Karen and budget, so they have two buckets, but the district thinks the only one. And then we have to be provided. Okay, so you do have to spend the GT allotment at 0.7 of the 0.07. The GT allotment that came out of the last legislative session, that is 100% straight funded through that you have to spend directly on GT programming. The other, which is our basic allotment, and which has a little bit less of our dictate and less of 100%, but they should be using some funds out of that, is out of the basic allotment, which I call an allocation for GT. So we won't get the things mixed up. And yes, they are to be using it. And I would ask the question to push for using your GT allotment for your program services, and then using your basic allocation for staffing, to use that money for paying for salaries and things, because it can come out of there easier than you using all of your 0.07, which is a smaller bucket, and you can do more with that bucket straight up GT programming. So hopefully that will help. I will say also go back to a couple of early April, when we went back over some of that from our conference, Target Leadership, where we talked about budget and had David Marks there. So hopefully that helped, might confuse you a little bit more. So Kelly has a question for the group also. Does anyone have experience with soliciting community members, specifically parents, to speak into policy, procedure, and curriculum for the GT program at your school, districts? Any tips?
Oh, hey, hello, everybody.
Hi, Cheryl.
How y'all doing?
All right.
Good. So I can say for that, one way that has really helped me get a few parents to join in and be a part of our coalition is I work with the APs and I asked them for suggestions of involved parents of some of the GT kids, and then I reach out to them. So I have about four steady, 5 every now and then that actually attend our GT meetings and participate. A couple of them are employees, but they're also parents of GT kids. So it's a double whammy. So it really helps. So I just communicate with the APs and ask them who are some involved parents. And then I reach out to those parents and ask them to be a part of it.
Thanks, Cheryl. How often do you guys meet?
We meet monthly. We meet once a month.
What's the goal of your meetings of this group?
So for me, this is being new to the position. Our first thing at the beginning, and I started in November. So the thing for me was to go through the Texas State Plan and see where we were and what we needed to improve on. And so every month we have worked on a piece of that and what we can do. And so I've gotten their input. That's what's been very helpful because, parents will be very honest about what's going on, what they would like to see more of, what we can do. They have no problem holding back. So that's actually been a good thing because it's given, it's being, we're looking at the Texas state plan and looking at it not just directly from the lens of the teacher or from me, but from what the parents see and know. So that's really been, we also have been working on rebuilding our manual. So we're going through that and trying to make our website and stuff more parent friendly. So they've been very, very helpful. Again, they give great feedback and suggestions. So just for me, like I said, just starting this position and really it's helped me learn a lot about it by going through it with them. And that's what we've been using those meetings for so far. So we had a meeting in December, January, February, March, and we haven't had a meeting this month, May, and we had a virtual meeting in April because there was just a whole lot going on. So we just kind of touch base, and we have our GT showcase coming up next week on Tuesday, which I know it's late for me, but I started late. So, but I'm excited about that. And so they helped with the planning of that. And so I have to go, oh, I have to show you my, un momento, por favor. Wait, I have to show you. Yeah, it's like,
Love it.
so we came up, we did a, oh, we got to take my thing off. Oh, shoot. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. It's going to take, anyway, we have a program. We did a program and everything because the parents said that they like to have, you know, something to take away with their kids' name. So we did like all their names in the program with their schools and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I'm very excited. And yeah, that's what we've been working on.
Okay, so Cheryl, if you click on that down arrow next to stop video, choose virtual background.
Ooh. Done. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yes, so this was our program, and then on the inside it has the schools with their logo and all the kids' names by there, and just like going all the way through just all of our schools and the kids' names. So I'm really excited about that. And so the parents have actually helped me with all these things, and they're going to help at the tables doing some STEM activities with the visitors. So
Great.
they're very helpful, very useful. The more you get them involved, the more they want to do, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, but it's okay. It's a good thing for me for right now being new. So, so hope that helped, Kelly.
Kelly, something that we do in HISD, we have what we call the Gifted and Talented Educator Supporters. We call it GATES. And at the beginning of the year, we have the schools pick a parent for this. And we send out a survey asking those parents what they need. And these are meetings we have besides our information meetings. So the information meetings are different, but this is for the parents to supporters. And the last one we had, the parents wanted some more stuff on emotional support. So we had those come from SEL, and it's been virtual meetings. We do 5 a year. And we had somebody speak to parents to support them on emotional learning, or their students who have gone through some things where the pandemic and stuff is concerned. But it's called GATES, and that is our Gifted and Talented Education Supporters. And they have become very involved. We do our expo. For those who don't know, we've done it for the 2nd year virtually through Renzulli. We also have our parent symposium coming up in September, where Joseph Renzulli will be speaking. So they have really supported us, but this is something that we start as a compliance piece, and them making sure they appoint a parent to be on this committee from each school.
Thank you, Melody. All right. And then let's see. Questions. There's some other things in the chat. I will come back to Teresa's questions on finding the basic allotment and going through that, because there's a formula also So I will give you the formula, but I will kind of direct you where you can find this information also. We've done it before, but we'll go there. So I'm going to Kevin's question. Is anyone aware of campuses, districts who use AP Seminar for English 2? Anyone
Melanie.
using AP Seminar? There you go.
So Melanie, you do use it in Houston for English 2 credit?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
And I was answering something else.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody was asking me something else regarding what district I was in.
Anyone, before we go back to Melody and Houston ISD and their expo, anyone using AP Seminar for English 2? And I have to look at the TEKS because I don't really think there's probably not anyone who's using that, because yeah, they will use that as a separate, probably they would be using AP Seminar for English 2. Yeah, I don't think it meets the, no, English 2. Joan says they use it as an elective. Donna, they don't use it. Yeah, because when I really think about AP Seminar and AP Research, I want to say those are definitely probably more of they may be part of your English strand or your social studies strand, probably depending on your district, and they're more electives compared to that coursework, because I do believe we do have it's been a moment since I've been working with AP, an AP course that aligns with AP 2, English 2, so no. Okay. Speech credit. Oh, when they aligned it with the scope. Okay, marvelous. Or is that a question? We confirmed that we could. Got it. Add speech credit when we aligned it with scope. All right. So thank you. So that is an elective. So going back to Melody, so they have questions on, can you share more on your expo?
Sure. What we do, Renzulli, the GT department buys it for every GT student. So when the pandemic hit, we were trying to find a way to still have our expo. And what we do is that we make sure that the campuses know they have to have their expo by a certain date, and then they turn in the top 3. From those top 3, they are uploaded to Renzulli. And again, we have partnered with Renzulli, and we have a virtual expo. And it has been seen for the 2nd year around the world. It is fantastic, guys. Some of the things these kids do, even during the pandemic, was incredible. And it is something that maybe it'll be face-to-face next year, but for the last 2 years, we have done it through Renzulli, and it has become such a great way of continuing something. And like I said, the kids are very excited. We then go into our parent symposium, which we had last year at the 1st of August, but now we moved it to September. And Mr. Joseph Renzulli will be speaking at that at our parent symposium for free. So yes, you have to get with Renzulli. It was just something we were trying to find a way to keep going, and that's how we were able to keep going, and it's become such a big part of HISD now.
Other questions, wonderings? We covered everything in the chat. So to answer the question on finding the data on how much funding, so under finance, when you go to our TA website, and then looking under our reports of summary of finances, and then select a report, easy just to go to summary of finances. We want, if you're looking for current school year, just go here. I'm just going to just choose a school district right here. Austin, as you see, it'll start populating. And you scroll to the bottom to get the most recent PDF, or you can go screenshot, Excel, PDF, or the web to get the most recent. And then you'll see your refined ADA, your regular program of ADA. So you can use that, and then your weighted ADA. So you can find, that's where you can, if you're just looking at the calculation of what that number is, you can start there. And then coming down, you got your regular program, your mid-size, and your intent codes here. And as you know, we are, I want to say line 28, which is you're seeing that 0.7%. So this is where that small increment of funds is located. And then your regular program is basically, and so you got your district here, your allotment, how much they're calculating it at. So I would say basically think of that 0.12, multiplying it by this basic allotment, and then dividing it by that 5%. I will make sure I will get you that formula. It is on one of our previous website, GT Tuesdays from probably 2 years ago. Yeah, but I will get you that, and I will make sure that it is also posted, or the link to that is posted for you.
So Monica, my real issue is more that my district doesn't necessarily acknowledge that I have several different areas of funding. And so the reason I was asking where to see it is more that I could go, like you just did, I could go to a meeting with them and say, so here's this pot of money, and then here's this other pot of money. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And then I will take, because I think I posted that from our leadership meeting where I went back over it here. If not, email me. I will send you the slides that David Marks presented at Tag It Leadership that he also presents to the finance departments and to the financial compliance people. So that might can give you a little bit more teeth to use. So I'll just put it that way. I'll give you as many tools as you can have to make your case. All right, the GT data. So let me go back to that website. So on GT data, go back to the main website. So there's when you go to student reports, basic things what we can find, and I'm just going to do a real quick kind of run through. So under our STEAM standards reports and overview, and then when we look at our standard reports, when you get to this page under student reports, under student program and special population reports, you will find here just general numbers. You can take it all the way down to region-wide totals, campus totals for the whole state, or your district campus totals, okay? Now, just realize when we look at these numbers, and we'll just do region totals. It's just giving you the total number. It doesn't give you a breakdown by either special populations or by gender or ethnicity. So those things are not broken down here. If you want those kind of pieces, because those are available, really look at how you can either email me or do a public information request, and TA will provide you with that data. The other tool that you can use, here we go, for some other reports and data pieces, one is the enrollment trends. Let me go back one more. So enrollment trends is already broken down for you. You can look at the years, kind of get more specific. So it does break down over several years when you look at the enrollment trends, and it will break it down for ethnicity, gender, and then some special pops are also broken down. It gives you a little bit more, so really getting into that. If you're looking for completion rates, dropout rates, our numbers are included in these reports. So please take the time to check them out. Our GT numbers are there for how many are dropping out, how many are completing high school, what does that look like? And then how many are moving forward. So you can catch that there also. And what was the other one? And then our APIB. So some of this, just take a moment to play, to look at. A lot of our data from AP and IB is coming from them to us as we look at that. And so you can find that data there and break it down. Now, if you're looking more concise per district, that might be something you really need to work with your PEAMS coordinators to kind of develop those reports. Because I know when I was in the district, my district, we actually were able to generate reports by ethnicity, and then also generate reports by assigned teachers. So we know who those teachers were, and they knew who their GT students were. So really looking at that. Okay, so I'm going back. I think I had a question here at one point. Oh, my demographic report to region 8 and out. So that was what I think I shared that last on the 3rd. Yeah, I think I shared that on the 3rd. So if you would look at our GT Tuesday from May 3rd, you will see that data there, because I think I also shared it there also. And if we get time, I will go back to that. Yes. I want to say something. All right, let me make sure I'm catching. Yeah. So I want to say I did include that on the May 3rd. Yeah, check out May 3rd link. And I'm dropping it in the chat. I want to say that PDF has that data. All right, let's see. Let's go. Let me make sure I catch everyone. Go back. So that Debbie with the enrollment trends, yes. So Mitch, question, how do some of you find the dropout rate for your GT students? Anyone shared? Let's see. I'll let you answer that in the chat. But also, if you saw, I shared the dropout link, the report, and you can find that data there. It probably will not give you names. That's something that you'll be doing locally. And so probably you should have an at-risk coordinator somewhere in the district that will probably, or a dropout preventionist, and those are your targets of who to work with. So Audrey's question, can kindergarten students be coded in PIEMS after the March 1st deadline? Yes, definitely, absolutely. Actually, this is a prime time to really clean that up between now and mid-June. I would probably say between now and mid-June, take the time to clean up your documentation, make sure all your kids were coded. If you missed some or someone misplaced, but yes, you can still code them. The final code placement is June 30th. So yes.
I would love to have that in writing because my PIEMS department will not do it.
Really?
Yeah, they go very
It's only,
quickly by that March 1st deadline.
well, March 1st is really for funding, but okay.
That's what I tell them.
Okay.
I would think the minute we start providing services is when we code them.
Yes.
Exactly.
They're supposed to be identified and served. They're breaking their own rules. Okay, but I will address that with.
But she said I can serve, I just can't code.
Yes. Oh, I'm not going to say what my first thought was, but okay.
Can I say it? I don't understand. I can
Monica,
hey.
I'll email you with my question and you can respond and then I'll pass it on to them.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. All right, yeah, please send that. Okay, so our PIEMS person said we can code only 1 or 0 for GT or not, and that we cannot do codes for services pull out per student or for your program. Because for your program for your district, you are to be doing codes for if you have pull out, push in, inclusion, etc. If you want to go beyond that for identify each individual student, that might be something to work out. Right now, that is not what we do as a state. So state coded, students are coded, served or not served, 1 or 2, 1 or 0. And then our program services goes out to those multiple programs that you have available in your district. So if you want to look at how that aligns to a student, that might need to be a new recommendation for legislation at some point to get that kind of guidance to that level, or a recommendation.
Monica, I don't know if this is what she's talking about, but for us in PIEMS, it's just the 0, 1, yes or no, like toggle. But then in eSchool, just for our tracking of it, then we have it by subject area. So we can, but that's not a part of PIEMS. It's part of our Cognos reporting that we'll get. But for PIEMS, it's just a yes or no. But then there is a record for individual subject areas.
And so our PIEMS person said that she can do individual yes or no for GT, but she doesn't even know where to put for the program that we have pull outs and push in and inclusion depending on the different grade levels. And so she was hoping that somebody else could tell her where to code that.
Okay, so it's not a grade level code, it is a district code. And give me 1 minute to find out what is that indicator in TDS for that. It's been a moment since I've done that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. All right, pull out the phone and record, or just share the recording. The recording will be up also. So let me go to Teams 14. And then while I'm doing this, if anybody has a question, feel free to jump off mute while I look. Thank you, Amber. It's the table. Yes, that does help. Yes. So let me, for those who have not seen this, so let me do a share. So as you, and I'll back out of this so that you can see it, but, or here, I'll flip. So on our Texas TA website, once you go to reports, Texas Student Data System, and the data standards, current standards, and I just went here. Thank you, Amber, for dropping that link in there. And so here's your program code. So this is the program code for program for them to know. So if you need a screenshot, take a screenshot. The program where we have those 5 basics. And then also remember there is a separate that PowerPoint video is still probably on the HB3 website, and then also on our website on the breakdown of these codes and the submission. So you can always find the codes here. But I will also work with our data people to make sure that we got these questions that people can put in pings and do updates. All right, thank you, Amber, for dropping those 2 into the chat. All right, any other questions, wonderings? Any shout outs, happenings? All right, I got a quick poll. I have a couple of questions. Wow, I went back to that one. As we think of next year, thank you for answering this one on participants. That will kind of give me also how we can engineer and guide. You are so welcome, Cheryl. Yeah, we want you to understand that there is no way and no how that you're going to be out there alone. We are always a phone call away, or an email or something. Okay, we will do that, Darla. We will keep them in. Yes. So let me end that poll. Yeah. So I'm gonna launch another one. We'll see if you can't do the poll, we're fine. So this is really what I'm looking for next year. Just kind of your guidance. Do we want to go to a once a month meeting, or continue with the bi-monthly meetings? Or if you feel this is too much, we can go to a quarterly meeting. So take your time, think about it, and then really, taking that opportunity. Which time, depending, do you still like mornings, you like afternoons? those kind of questions are we're thinking about here. And then throw out some topics. And if there's something not covered in this list, drop it in the chat. So. So Darla, not to put you on the spot, are there any special commemorations happening for tomorrow? Or is there anything that we can, specifically do other than keep you in our thoughts and prayers?
I think it's going to be pretty low key tomorrow. We've been having several events throughout the past week. We've had, like there's been a kickball tournament, there's been a softball tournament. And I think it's going to be pretty quiet tomorrow. All of the students that were there that day have graduated. So all of the classes at the high school are new classes that were not there that day. So I think we're just going to keep it low key and quiet tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks for that input and that share.
Yes.
Right, but we can keep it. We can keep you in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, we appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share that today.
You're welcome. And and while we're thinking of that, also consider that hopefully and prayerfully that we will have a quiet close of year. I know this is sometimes the difficult time. Our seniors are ready to go. Some are like, oh, what are they going to do? But as we look at that list and as we move forward, really just taking that time. All right, so I'm going to end the poll. Thank you for participating. And I'll share the results so you can see. And so basically we got a large number that says once a month, which is, well and good. And we can do that. And then kind of half and half on mornings or afternoons. Understand? Yeah. Secondary programming. Yeah, I got it. And then, yeah, that's the one thing we're really thinking, and how do we rebuild and how we do that? Okay. And then program evaluation. Got it. Got the plans for next year. So my only other stop and statement is going to be, please be sure to, if you got programs that are outstanding and what's going on in yours, please take a moment to drop me a note. Say, I will be willing to share about our program, how we're doing this, so that we can thoughts and processes, and that can help each other. Okay, so. All right, so Midge has a question. How did you get, so as you know, we had a lot of people who are considering CTE and getting those classes into the process and a part of their approved courses. And so Debbie, Midge's question is, how did you get buy-in from the CTE teachers to get the base 30? Anybody wants to drop it in? We got a few more minutes before we go.
Monica, the reason I ask is because we have a lot of retired professionals that are our CTE teachers, because they're professionals in the field and they can sometimes be cranky about extra training.
Well, and I think another thing to consider is, yes, they can be cranky, but then also kind of, I will say, kind of wean them into the process, not throwing the whole 30 at them at one point, but then here's pieces of how do we get into this as you're thinking and rolling out this plan to go into okay, I lost my train of thought into this PD. So yeah.
Monica.
Thank you, that helps.
Yes.
Hi, I have a suggestion for the CTE. We've implemented a CTE dual credit program with just one teacher who was approved by a local university or college, our partnership college with Blinn, to teach a CTE business class. And she's been so glowing about the experience of having the advanced students. She went through the 30 hours and she was hired by Blinn to teach. That's been a great way to grow it, is just get one teacher to maybe do a CTE dual credit, and it starts to, and then they're like, oh, those kids are doing great. So it kind of grows on its own when they hear the other teachers talking. That might be a suggestion. But we've had big success with CTE dual credit for our GT kids.
All right. Pull in others. All right, start with one, which always works. Start with those who you know, you got those good relationships with, and build from there. Yeah. All right. I want to say thank you to those who took the survey last month. And for those who have not had opportunity, this is just to kind of help me to improve, grow. And so I'm dropping it in the chat, things that you know, just what's your satisfaction with Monica? It doesn't have to be just GT Tuesday, my services period. And so my leadership gets it, and then they share it with me. So thank you for those who have done it, and then those who take the opportunity. So next is just want to a few announcements here. The National Center for Research is still looking for those who want to participate in the acceleration study. And then registration ends this month for those if you want students to participate in a summer camp. So if you just want to provide the info. And any announcements, any will be coming out. Haven't received any lately. So if you got any highlights you want to share with the state, feel free to send them my way. If you are looking for new hires, you've got a job posting, send it my way. I will post it. So, and as you know, this is my contact information. So thank you for joining me today. This is our final one. Thank you for your questions. I will also remember to put the chat conversation in the as a PDF on the website this time. I've been forgetting to do that. I do apologize. But thank you. Have a great summer. As you know, I will be here this summer. So I work year round. So if you got questions or things happening, feel free to reach out. If you got someone's transitioning or you're transitioning, drop me a note. And so thank you. Have a great one. If you're retiring, congrats. If you're coming back, welcome back. We're going to be excited to see you next year. So thank you. Have a great one and have a blessed summer. Take some time. Don't do any summer school. I'm going to put it that way. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good one.